Celtic may not have been able to break that record tonight, but they were certainly able to break down the defence of Aberdeen. In fact, they done it on 5 occasions and got a thumping win with the scoreline of 5-1. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. Tuesday night football is over, 25th of February. Celtic have done it. They've beaten Aberdeen. People questioning how would they respond after the Hibs game. Aberdeen had won 2 in a row. Were Aberdeen back under Jimmy Thielen tonight? Some people were expecting a close game. Some people were expecting Celtic to blow Aberdeen away. And it was the latter that happened. But got to give Aberdeen a little bit of credit. They started the match very good. And in fact, they were probably the better team, at least I would say for the first half an hour. But when Celtic went 2-0 ahead, Aberdeen got deflated. The third goal before half-time absolutely killed it. And after that, I mean, it was just easy for Celtic. I mean, they didn't even get out of third gear and they still won by, 5-1. They'll be unlucky. They'll be unhappy to have conceded that goal that Aberdeen got. Morris scored it, and obviously, that would have been 10 home games in the league without conceding, with 10 clean sheets in a row for Celtic if they didn't give that goal up. But here, records like that, they don't really matter. They're nice to have, but at the end of the day, they don't really matter. The only thing that matters is winning. The only thing that matters is getting the 3 points. And that is what exactly Celtic got tonight. But, I mean, they were not good in the first half. Even Jota came out in the post-match, and Arnie Engels saying that the players were not happy. They were not happy at half-time with how they were playing, but they still had a 3-0 lead. So, the league's kind of in trouble. When Celtic aren't playing well and have a 3-0 lead at the break, that's when you know you are screwed. But, I mean, the first couple of goals, Celtic did have a bit of fortune, a bit of luck. I mean, a lot of luck, actually. I mean, Chris Sutton said that maybe Aberdeen will consider themselves perhaps unfortunate. I mean, the first goal is a block and the ball lands straight into the path of Dyson Maeda for about 6 yards out, and he taps it home. By the way, Dyson Maeda, for me, best player in Scotland right now. I mean, there's a few people in contention there, but I think that, game after game, yeah, people will say Engels, people can say Jota, but for me, Maeda, consistently, every single game, he's delivering like an 8 out of 9, or an 8 out of 10, or a 9 out of 10 performance. So I think Dyson Maeda is the best player in Scotland. I think this season the stats alone kind of prove it, but a bit fortunate with the first goal. Dyson Maeda, the deflection breaking for him, but whatever. It's a good finish for Dyson Maeda. Second goal, ball comes into the box. Jota completely mishits it. He scuffs the shot entirely, yet it sneaks into the corner. I mean, he doesn't mishit the shot and it goes on target and gives the keeper a chance to save it. He mishits the shot completely and it crawls into the corner of the post. So again, second goal, very fortunate. Whether people want to admit it or not, they'll probably say that I'm being bitter or what, even though I'm just, telling the truth, but it is what it is. 2-0 though to Celtic at this point, and then Aberdeen really kind of just did deflate. It was like their ball just completely burst, and Jimmy Thielen's probably thinking, how are we 2-0 down? Because the first half an hour, Aberdeen were pretty good, and they had multiple chances. They probably should, well, not probably, they should have been leading at the half an hour mark, but I mean, after that, Aberdeen kind of just fell away. Celtic, I think the longer the game went on, the better they got and the more comfortable they got, and it just became easy for them at the end of the day. I mean, Celtic really, they played better in the second half, but I still don't think they played anywhere near their best, and they were still way too good for Aberdeen. Who knows? If those 2 opening goals don't happen, if Aberdeen take the lead early, maybe they could have made a different game. Maybe they could have put a bit more pressure on. Maybe they would have gained confidence. But when Aberdeen started so good, and then obviously fell 2 goals behind because of, the Maeda goal and the Jota goal, that both were fortunate, that just completely took all the gas out of the Aberdeen tank, and they never looked the same after that. But here, Celtic, what can you say, man? Losing to Hibs and then bouncing back, winning 5-1, and like I said, not to discredit them, but they didn't play anywhere near their best, and they still won comfortably. So, it's I guess it's a credit to them. But we've seen much better performances. McGregor got the goal just for half time. Second half, we had a goal from Yang. Morrison did score in the 90th minute. Looked like that was going to be the last goal of the game. Looked like that was going to make it 4-1. But then no, Dyson Maeda was not done with Aberdeen. He's like, nah, I'm getting a second goal. We're going to win by the scoreline of 4-0. And yeah, he scored that goal in the 92nd minute. Now, I would like Sean Morris, or Shane Morris, whatever he's called. I mean, he can piss off tonight. Not happy with him whatsoever. Had a bet on Dyson Maeda to score first, Celtic to win both halves, Celtic to keep a clean sheet, and it was like worth 160 quid, and Sean Morris just went and fucking ruined it for me in the 90th minute. So thanks for nothing, Sean Morris. But for Aberdeen, where does this leave them? It leaves them in trouble, I'll tell you that, because despite having won back-to-back games before this, you know, they needed that to get themselves back into a decent position, because in terms of the table, in third spot, they are in real danger of being caught. They're now 1 point ahead of Dundee United and 4 points ahead of Hibernian. Now, both of those teams play tomorrow, so no matter what happens, Aberdeen are going to be in a worse position. If Dundee United get a point, they will go above Aberdeen. Obviously, if they get 3 points, they'll go above Aberdeen. But if Hibernian win, then Aberdeen will only be a point ahead of both of those clubs, both United and Hibs, who are in better form. Hibernian currently in great form. Dundee United, not so much, but I would expect Dundee United in the final 10 games, I still think they'll pick up more points than Aberdeen. So, if you know, it is close. Aberdeen right now technically are in pole position, but I think that they will not get third spot. I can see Aberdeen probably finishing 5th or 6th at this rate. I mean, as for Celtic, the league's over, it doesn't really matter. They go 16 points clear. They had a chance to do that on Saturday. They didn't. And then Rangers had a chance to close it down to 10, and we know they didn't do that. So, yeah, both old firms losing there for the first time in 6 years on the same day. Celtic have got back to winning ways. We'll see what the other team can do tomorrow against Kelly, and I think that will be a tricky game for sure. But yeah, in terms of the stats, I mean, Celtic 70% possession, dominant, 16 shots to 8, 7 on target to Aberdeen's 1. Apparently, Schmeichel never made a save. I'd need to watch it back, but the stats suggest here that he didn't have a single save to make. So, yeah, look, Aberdeen I thought were good in the first 30 minutes. After that, though, I mean, Celtic just kind of dominated the game and were in cruise control, really, so fair play to them. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I don't hear anything yet from... Well, we'll see let's see what some of the players said. Let's get reaction from some of the Celtic. I believe it was Arnie Engels that got man of the match. He got 2 assists as well, so that is probably why. So Jota has insisted Celtic won't take their foot off the pedal. He said, quote, "I'm happy overall with the win. It was not the best performance in the first half, but we corrected some stuff and we could be ourselves again. It is a process. It has been a lot of games. It has been a while since I had this competition every game. I'm just getting fit as soon as possible. Feeling better game after game after game. I can't wait for the future. I think as a Celtic player, you always aim to do better. We are no different from that. Even though we have a 16-point advantage, it does not mean we are going to take our foot off the pedal." End of quote. So yeah, I mean, why would you? Why would you? I mean, you want to make that 16-point gap, you want to make it 19, you want to make it 22, you want to make it as much as you possibly can. And you talk about records, you talk about 10 games almost going there at home without conceding. I'm sure Celtic would love to set a brand new record in terms of, you know, points won the league by. I'm sure that's a record that they would also be interested in breaking. I believe it sits at something like 22. I think it sits at like 22, 23, 24, somewhere in the 20s. I don't think Celtic will break it this season, but I mean, who's to say that Kilmarnock don't get something tomorrow and then, you know, the gap either stays at 16 or goes down to 15, and I mean, it gives them a chance. But yeah, other than that, that's probably where we're going to leave it here. I haven't heard anything from Brendan Rodgers yet. Who knows? Maybe he's still fucking crying about that ball that was over the line or wasn't over the line. Who knows? Show us the footage. Where's the emails? Show us. Where's the proof? Let's come on, SFA. Give us what we need. Give us what we want. Fog Football here said we'll apologise if the ball was not out of play. Then we'll man up and we'll accept it. And we'll say we were wrong. But will Brendan Rodgers, will he say he was wrong? We're gonna have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, Celtic top of the table. Celtic still the best in Scotland. Celtic still pretty damn close to unbeatable at home. Only dropped 2 points all season, and of course that was against Aberdeen, but Aberdeen couldn't do anything against them tonight, unfortunately for them. And Celtic looking pretty good for a treble now, obviously out of Europe, but they get to focus now on the Scottish Cup. 3 games away from winning that trophy as well, and looks like it could be another treble for Brendan Rodgers. And Brendan Rodgers, he's in Scotland, he's only lost 1 trophy, the League Cup. His entire time in Scotland, he's only failed to win 1, and that probably hurts him. He's probably hurt that he doesn't have the perfect record, but he could be adding another 3 to his tally this season. He's already got 1. The league's pretty much wrapped up, so that's 2. And yeah, we'll find out where the Scottish Cup goes, where the destination of that trophy is heading. Might be Glasgow, but it certainly will not be the Rangers, because they're out. Queen's Park fucked them up the ass. So that's it, guys. Till next time. Peace.